at our broadcast headquarters at the Four Seasons. It's 3 minutes after 9 o'clock. Good morning and welcome to our South by Southwest broadcast. If you're just joining us, Teresa, they're here.
Yes, they
This
are.
is good. This has been like something we're really looking forward
Right.
to.
Well,
Foxy
yes,
Shazam.
It's the first time I heard the song.
Right. Well, you thought we were going to get in trouble for playing the song, but I told you there's nothing to worry about. Foxy Shazam, we're going to hear I Like It here in just a few minutes. Well, welcome, Eric.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having us.
And Lauren
Yep.
is here. And you guys have been together for how many years?
We've been together for 8 years. Yeah. So
And how did the band come together?
it's actually me and Lauren, the founding members, and we were in two bands before, that weren't serious. It was just a weird, I don't know how, it was like 17 or 16. And,
Cover band or originals or what?
it was original, but it was all just, it sounded like, my mom, we played in the basement of my mom's house, and it really bothered her. It was horrible, but you got to start somewhere, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, we just kind of weeded out the members of each of our bands that weren't serious about it. We knew each other from being from the same area and just got together and started something serious.
And where are y'all from?
Cincinnati, Ohio.
Big music scene in Cincinnati?
No,
not really?
No, but it's a very supportive one, not very big.
I was talking about Foxy Shazam the other day, and I said it's almost like like the showmanship and glam of like Queen. Like a Freddie Mercury. And I said, watching that video, I wasn't 100% convinced that the lead singer wasn't Sacha Baron Cohen. It was a suspicion that I might have had. But
that's funny.
Tell me a little bit. Well, let me read an email, because we got a listener that saw you, and here's what they say. Foxy Shazam played Club 101 a couple years back. They opened up for the Sounds and tore up the place. I became a fan immediately. They did a song about how their drummer's dad is cooler than Rambo or something, and I haven't been able to find that song anywhere. Can you ask them about that, please?
Huh.
Does that ring any bells?
No.
It was probably just some kind of rap on stage.
Yeah, I just kind of go with it sometimes on stage, and I normally just forget. I don't even remember what I say.
So that's probably some kind of improvised thing that he heard, but there's no song about the drummer's dad being cooler than Rambo.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think we know the drummer's dad too well. I don't think he does either.
It's amazing what people latch on to.
I remember playing with the Sounds. That happened.
You do remember that.
Yeah.
So this isn't completely made out of whole cloth.
Yeah, we were there.
There's some truth to it.
We got your video for I Like It posted at KLAQ.com. They can see it at our South by Southwest page. So why don't we play that? We get a lot of requests for it. People want to hear it. We'll play that. We'll come back and talk to you some more. Here's Foxy Shazam, and I Like It on 95.5 The Q. Shazam is a band from Cincinnati. I think they are really going to make a big splash this summer.
Cool.
I mean, you made a splash, but I think you're going to become like... Who were you influenced by growing up? Like, what kind of music did you listen to and like, Eric?
Well, my mom and dad had a lot of, records, and they would play just kind of the old classics like Rolling Stones and the Beatles and all that. But my biggest influence of all time is Van Morrison. Oh. He's like my vocal idol. I feel like he's a Jedi, and I'm just like his
Padawan.
Yeah, and it's every time I listen to his records, I'm just being schooled.
Well, he's got a unique voice. I mean, and that nobody sounds like Van Morrison.
Yeah, he's just big for me. So
who does the songwriting stuff?
We all kind of do it. We usually start in small groups. We'll start with 2 people, work on a nucleus of idea, and get that all down. And then once we have that, we'll snowball it with the rest of the guys and kind of build on that idea. So it's a big collaborative thing, but we always start small.
So what do we got? 2 guitars, drum, bass? Is that
one guitar player?
One guitar,
bass, piano, trumpet, vocal, and drums.
All right.
So.
Well, let me ask you guys a question. I wanted to ask Monster a question. You guys could throw in. Monster, I got another hypothetical for you.
Let me hear it.
Would you rather? I've been throwing these at him all week long. Would you rather?
I'm in El Paso, fellas. What's up?
Oh, okay, cool. I was looking under the table.
Yeah. He's a midget. He's sitting over here.
Mexican get here.
Monster, would you rather have $10,000 extra of personal debt, or gain an additional 50 pounds?
No, I'd rather have the debt.
You'd rather go $10,000 in debt?
Yes, sir.
Why?
But are your rules, can I lose the weight?
Yeah, you can lose the weight.
Well, then I'd rather lose the weight then. But that's not what you said at the beginning, though. It's the same as me saying I'm going to be 10,000 in debt, but can I pay it off? It's the same thing.
Well, yeah, you can pay it off. I mean, what the point's of having debt if you can't pay it off?
I'd still rather. I'd
Anybody?
rather have the
Yeah,
debt.
me and Lauren actually have outrageous amounts of debt. What I do is I just take out a credit card and then I max it out and take out another credit card to
And start paying that.
yeah, and then just. But I mean, how much money do you think you're in debt?
Oh, probably about $10,000 and 50 pounds.
They put out these hypothetical questions, and I always get Monster to answer it because, like, every time he answers, I realize how shallow my producer has been.
Yeah, right.
It gets more and more shallow.
It seems like a lose-lose question in the first place.
Well, I think that's the
Thank
way.
you.
I think that's the way they
Thank
do
you.
it. It's like there's no good option
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Well, why don't we come back in a second and we'll play another tune?
Sounds good.
I've been listening to your record
Thank
for the
you.
past month, so I'll pick out or you'll pick out. It's up to you guys.
I'll leave it up to you.
Okay. All right. We'll come back. I'll pick out a song that I think is rocking.
Cool.
And they're all pretty rocking on
Thanks,
Foxy Shazam.
KLAQ Morning Show.
Brilliant.
And now, back to the show.
We're back at South by Southwest, and our broadcast set up here at the Four Seasons. Foxy Shazam is here. Eric is the lead singer of Foxy Shazam, and Lauren is the guitarist. Thank you guys for coming by.
Thank you for having us.
Glam. If I said you're like a glam band, would that be an unfair thing to say, or would you kind of agree with that?
I would agree, but here's the thing with that. I've heard people say that before, and normally in everybody's head, glam means like a genre of music, but to me, glam has always just kind of meant like a spirit of a, you know what I mean? It's
Presentation.
Just like Prince is glam to me. It's
Prince is glam.
glamorous. It's glamorous. So yeah, in a way, I think we're glamorous.
As and I think glamorous is a good thing.
Yeah.
When I was listening to the CD and the first single, but then the CD, I was thinking, God, they kind of have like a Queen, like how great a vocalist Freddie Mercury was, but how great a rock band they were too.
Yeah.
I mean, do you take that?
Yeah, well, I've heard it.
Have you heard that before?
People say.
I thought I was being unique.
But no, that's a great compliment. I mean, to be, that he's one of the best. So that's really nice to just. They're one of the biggest rock bands of all time. So it's awesome that, it's, we sound similar. Or whatever.
People play that game, and I never know how the bands take it. Well, you guys are kind of like, and then you do that, and I don't know if that's take it as a compliment or if you get tired of it after. a while.
Yeah, I mean, on the artist side of me is always like, oh, well, don't say that.
You
I
don't
want
want
to
to
be my
sound
own
like
guy. Yeah.
right.
But that's how the world.
Everybody tries to put something in a compartment.
Yeah. But because in my head, we're not like anybody, and we're doing our own thing.
Oh no, I agree. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
I think you guys are a very unique band.
But I completely understand. Like people need those things just to. That's what we do.
Describe the live shows to me because I haven't been able to see you yet live, and I really, really want to. I can just imagine it's real high energy.
Yeah, it's something we take a lot of pride in. I mean, just as much pride in our live as our visual side as we do in our music. To me, it's a whole lot easier to understand a sound when you can see what it looks like. So we try to make sure that we do it very well, and that's just we're natural born performers. That's just kind of how we came out of our moms.
KLAQ. Foxy is here. Do they call you Foxy for short?
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah.
Okay.
That's our nickname.
All right. Eric Nowling and Lauren Turner. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you for
Love the
having us,
band.
man.
Love the album.
Thank you very much.
You're touring all the time, right?
Yeah, we'll be around. Excuse me, we'll be around all year, so nonstop.
You've been to El Paso. We've established that already.
Yeah.
Any
there's
fond remembrances
Oh
of
yeah,
El
there was
Paso?
a very scary one actually. When the guy that got. So we're sitting outside of this venue. I don't remember what it was. It called the Crowbar or something? Is there something called the? It's like a real.
Remember.
We go to bed at 8.
Okay. It was in the middle. I remember it being just kind of out in the middle of nowhere, and the venue wasn't open yet. This was probably 4 or 5 years ago,
Yeah.
and we're just sitting out front on the ground talking with. We're on tour with one other band, and me and the singer are just sitting there waiting for the promoter to get there and open the doors, and all of a sudden his leg starts itching, and it looks like he pulls his leg. It looks like he got bit, and then then like the night goes on and the show's starting and he's supposed to go on because they're playing first, but he can't even open his eyes, and he's literally like going like this, and I thought it was like, I didn't want to like.
Eric just demonstrated a guy being woozy and almost passing out.
Yeah. So it was scary, and he got bit by a spider. I guess it was a brown recluse, and we had to call the ambulance. They couldn't play. He did play, didn't he?
Yeah, he did play.
Oh, that is so rock and roll.
It was cool.
That's
Like
what
a real
that's
trooper.
the way you do it.
Yeah.
If there are any bands out there, listen, you don't let a poisonous spider bite.
Yeah.
Keep you from playing. You get up there.
If you're going to do that, just go home.
Right. Well, El Paso,
Yeah.
we'll find a way to kill you.
Yeah.
Well, good. You guys are great. I'm so glad you came by and spent some time with us.
Pleasure's all ours, man.
One of
Thank
these
you.
days, when I get to see you live, I'm going to be right there in the middle, and I can't wait
Awesome,
to see
man.
you guys. It is Foxy Shazam. Let's hear it all around.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, we got